what do you want to say to your teammates, and how what type of leader do you want to be as far as kind of, I guess you've always been a leader,
Yeah.
but the evolution of your leadership in that way?
I think it's more too just like my presence and being around more. And throughout the past few years with my injury, not always traveling and being on the road or not being in each practice, being in and out was tough to find that presence and the same voice as being there every single day. So I'm excited that I'm there now. I will be there on the road. I don't plan to miss any games. Like it's different. And I think that's the biggest thing is just presence and being there. And then, like E said, I mean, I've been in this league for a while now. I've seen a lot of different coverages, different teams. I've played with some of the greatest players to play this game. So there's a lot that I've learned and a lot that I feel like I can pass on to the rest of our team. And this is such a competitive league that you've got to find your way and find who you are as a team. And I feel like I can help, and my voice will do that. Mm-hmm.
Hey, Elena,
Hey.
continuing what Eric said, he also said you had a very good internal compass on what the standards are for this team and what your version of the standards are. Would you mind sharing some of those standards that you envision for this team?
I like to always like compare it a little bit to Team USA. When you arrive at Team USA and you have a practice, say, everybody's there early, everybody is rolling out, doing what they have to do to get their body ready. And if someone's not, it's like they kind of look around, it's like, ooh, I better like either fake roll out or do something, because the group just brings you up. And I want our atmosphere to be that way. Like being on time, of course, that's something that you need to do every single day, being committed to your role and whatever that role is, and each day trying to get better and better. Like those are things that if you're around a group of people that, you know, have their standards here, it makes the entire group rise. Mm-hmm.
I guess that leads me to ask the back question.
It's been a while though. That's good. Yeah, it's crazy.
So, you know, it's obvious, you know, you said in your exit interview last year that you were looking forward to having your first healthy off season in who knows how long. Did that go according to plan? How are you feeling? And also, like, obviously Maisha's injury is very different from yours, but given that she is going through this kind of like losing her off season to rehab like you have done, have you know, talked her through it, given her any advice as you know, you're kind of ahead of her in the rehab rate right now?
Yeah. So the off season went great. It was my first off season in a really long time where I wasn't rehabbing and I was actually able to train. I'm by far the strongest I've ever been, even weight wise, what I'm lifting in the weight room. I didn't even think that would happen. So it's been a great off season. I feel like I've been able to, you know, really improve on some things and continue on the path that I was on. And Maisha, yeah, she was here every single day. And she was working. You know, there's some days where you can kind of see her just a little bit down. But Maisha is one of those people that generally you're not going to see her like that for very long. She's so positive. She is always, you know, laughing, smiling, talking. She's got a loud voice. But just trying to encourage her, especially as she comes back into these drills. It can be awkward and nerve-wracking at times being in like the team drills when you haven't been for a while, because you're thinking about your leg or your back or something. So just going to try to really talk her through those moments as well. Good. How are you?
I have two questions. The first question was, I know you mentioned how you can, your presence can be a voice for other teammates to come think on your voice as well. But for you personally, you know, what do you expect about your game that you hope to bring to this season?
I have a newfound strength and just more knowledge in the way that my body can, you know, get to certain angles, positions, to continue to be the versatile player I am. I think it'll be fun that we're playing in space and we're playing with pace. It gives us all more of an opening to create. So I think offensively, we can be definitely better this season. And then defensively last year, we were great. And I think we need to keep building on that.
And my second question is, can you give us your thoughts on having Christy Fowler back?
Oh, I am so glad Panda's back. My goodness. The first day she was in the locker room, it's like, it just feels so good to have her. She's part of this family. She's part of why this team is what we are, and this organization is where it is. And to have her back, it just means everything to me, and I think the team as well. Mhm.
Just, what was that scene in one? In my head, it's like talk yelling, but like, what's,
Yeah.
can you take a picture for us?
Actually, we were both early, so it was just the two of us. And she was actually in the training room. So I walked into the locker room, and she's the locker next to me, and I saw her stuff was there. So I was like, where is she? Where is she? And immediately, she was in the training room, gave her a huge hug. And we've been talking, obviously. So I knew she'd be there. And I don't know, just having her face there though, and having her presence is huge.
Hey,
Hello.
With Christy Tolliver's presence, not just in the locker room, but back on the floor.
Mhm.
Eric was talking about how there's gonna be a lot more versatility on the perimeter
Mhm.
with her being back. And when you guys played together with her before, there was a lot of that dualness with her and Tosh, but now with Ariel Atkins, also playing some point guard with USA Basketball.
Yeah.
And then also with Slim coming in. What do you foresee that looking like on the perimeter this year?
Yeah, I mean, we have so many options on the perimeter this year, and just so many people that can play different positions and be interchangeable that it's going to make it really tough to defend. And then, yeah, with Christy, well, Panda, whoa, I don't know why I called her that. She'd be so mad right now. With Panda, like, she's one of those players, she's just so smart and she sees everything. So she just makes everybody else play the game that much better. And it's just even her eye contact, she'll give you a look and you know exactly what to do. So adding that presence is like another coach on the floor.
Yeah, Kira obviously made an impact last year.
Mhm.
Now she's had time with USA basketball in Israel. What do you expect to see from her taking that next step in the second season?
Yeah, Shakira had obviously a huge season, and then she went overseas and absolutely crushed it. She looks great. She looks strong. She even looks taller to me. But I think Shakira is going to even go to that next level where, we give her more responsibilities. We allow her to take the ball off the dribble a little bit. We allow her to do all the things that she is capable of. Last year, I think she just played the role that we had asked her to, and now she can do that much more. And she's going to create so many problems for other teams. And then defensively, I mean, she just clogs that paint and makes it really, really tough for people to get their shots off. She's a shot blocker. She's everywhere she needs to be. She can guard guards and switch out. So she provides so much.
Elena,
Mhm.
fans are so excited for the season, bringing back a lot of core players. Can you just talk about the mindset and the feeling in the locker room and just how excited this team is about what they can do?
Mhm. Yeah, each year, like, you feel like you get a new team and it's like a brand new group, where this year it doesn't really feel that way. Like, there's the comfort in the people who know what this organization is about and where we want to go. And then there's the new people who are bringing a joy and excitement, and, new skill set to this team that we need as well. So we've got a great mix and it just feels really good.
All right, we'll go over to Zoom. Michael.
Thank you. Elena, over the off season, obviously with the free agent moves, we had the development of the New York Liberty and Aces. Everybody's calling them super teams. I wonder, as a competitor in the league and somebody who's also with a very good team, does that sort of whet your appetite for the type of competition that we're going to have in the league this year, and even sort of make it, you're even more determined, I guess, in some ways, to show that there are a lot of super teams, if you will, in this league?
Yeah, of course, it brings a new excitement. It'll probably bring a new fan base as well. And that's what we always want to see. For me, I have the same drive and appetite each season. So it really doesn't change with who's on whatever team. But obviously, yeah, there's a lot of hype around New York and Vegas. I think there's some people that would think just fast forward to the end of the season and let those two compete for the championship. But that's something we're excited to make our mark and do what we got to do. And the best movies, the underdog ends up on top. So remember that.
Absolutely. If I could ask another question quickly, it was a decade ago that you and Skylar and Brittany were the three to see, and all have had such a big impact, not just on the WNBA, but internationally, USA basketball wise. We saw the biggest television audience ever for the women's national championship this year. Do you get a sense that this group of college stars, it's a lot to put on them to compare them to three players as great as you guys, but can be a team that can help lift women's basketball similarly to the way that the three of you have?
Certainly, we're at a different time now. People are finally seeing what we've been showing for many, many years. And these young ones coming up are fearless. They're not afraid of what people might say, and they're ready to call out, inequalities, whether it was with the NCAA tournament a couple years or just showing their fire, their passion. It's so much fun to watch. I think these women are also great on social media, and you see their personalities, so it makes it fun to watch them on court too. But our game and women's sports in general are in a great place. So hopefully we continue to see the investment.
Thank you.
All right, last question to Jackie.
Hi, Elena. Thanks so much for taking the time. I'm curious, or I want to know what it's like for you this season to have everyone there on day one, which is something that hasn't always been the case, but is now, because of prioritization, you sort of have the group there ready to work.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's great having everybody here and, getting the time to work together and getting more time on court. I don't love prioritization, especially if some of our greatest stars won't be here in the future. But yeah, it's always great when you can have your whole squad here and ready to go.
For sure. I appreciate that. And if I could just ask one more, and then I'll pass this off. I'm curious as to what you believe you can do as a leader to help ease Eric's transition from an associate coach to a head coach. And just, because that transition can be hard. Certainly.
Well, first of all, Eric has been coaching under the greatest coach, and he also has his DNA. So I think that's helpful. But being another set of eyes and being vocal and using my voice and telling E what I see out there, or, telling him, hey, I need a sub, or let me get back in, like all those things. E and I have always had a collaborative relationship. So I think that's the greatest part. It's an open door policy. We communicate often. So I think just continuing to, have that dialogue back and forth will be big.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Elena, thank you.
Thank you. All right. Thanks, everyone. See you soon. Now